Welcome back, everybody. We are going to do a pod review today on a pepper over here. If I could just get these plants out of my way. These are my Capsicum annuum plants. As you can see, they're doing pretty good. They just don't like to stay straight up. I don't know. They're weird. So we're going to do a pod review on this, and this is called whatever that says. I don't even know. When I go to hrseeds for this, I'm just going to abbreviate it VU Mutant or something like that. VU Mutant or whatever, something easy, because that's just a little too complicated for me. So, see, the leaves are coming off my Tavaria here. They're just, this plant is really sensitive. I got to be really careful what I do with this plant. But anyway, so here it is, and it's a beautiful plant. Let me see if I can pull this out for you. And there we go. Look at that plant. This is an absolutely gorgeous plant. Now, this is a mutant variety that's been crossed over with the Uchu and Volante, whatever that is. However, it's variegated. So this is a variegated mutant variety, basically. And so there's actually two plants. One of these plants came off as a split. It's not what it should be. So this one here is different than this one here. So this is probably a new cross, and it's still throwing out different phenols, but I will separate them. This one here is more of a purple pepper variety. It's making purple peppers on it. And this one back here is the correct version of it, I do believe. And so as you can see, they're nice and red. Variegated plant. It's just beautiful. Look at the variegated leaves on that. Absolutely gorgeous all the way around. I will be wintering this over for sure. And if possible, I might even separate these or just leave them together. But like I say, one of them doesn't turn purple. They just get like green pods and then turn red. And then this one here actually turns purple in the sunlight, and it stays purple. And then eventually it starts getting like this weird kind of, weird sunset color, and then it turns red eventually as well, but it does go purple first. These don't do that, so it's two variations of it, but they are both variegated varieties, as you can see here. I don't know what to tell you with it. I might just call one of them purple Uchu and then the other one purple something, or a non-purple one. So anyway, this is it. So let's take one of these peppers off and take a look at that. Let's look at that. That is a nice, so I just broke the calyx on it. Broke very, very fragile. Look at that. That's the pepper. These are huge compared to my regular mutant. Now, my regular mutant, if you look over here, that's my regular mutant. These don't get really big. Once you bring them indoors, they kind of want to die off. But if you were to keep that in full sun all the time, every day, it would eventually get bigger. It's just, I've never gotten the regular mutant varieties pretty much over 8 inches at best. I think my first time I grew them, I got them up to about 8 inches, and then after that, they never got any bigger than about 5 to 6 inches at best. These plants here tend to get really huge. You can see one of these mutants over here. This thing's probably about 2 feet tall, right there. Let's see if I can, this one here. And that's the Xenon mutant, and it's absolutely getting enormous. And so as these varieties begin to cross more, you will be seeing more, larger varieties like regular plants, but with the mutant leaf on there. And you should be getting different shapes. Right now, all these varieties of mutants are just still putting out these little peppers like this. This one here is actually doing something weird. It's actually putting out spotted peppers. As you can see, I'm getting spots on this one. This one's just, if this one does that on all of them, I'll isolate those seeds and then I'll regrow it next year, see if we can keep them spots going. But anyway, our focus is on this. And so, there it is. Let's turn you around and give that a go. What's up, everybody? We're going to do a pod review today. It's going to be on this mutant variety right here. Again, I don't know how you would want to call it. I'm not sure if I'm going to maintain that just the way it is. I'm just going to relist it as abbreviated form because there's just too many words in there. I got to do all the SEO on that, and that's just a nightmare to try to do something like that SEO-wise. So anybody who builds websites would know what I'm talking about. So anyway, here it is. This is the pod right here, and we just told you everything in the beginning of the video. I'm not going to repeat myself anymore, and that is it. And so let's give it a bite. Hot right out the gate. Okay, let that build a little bit. That's hot, guys. Oh my God, that thing got freaking heat on. I don't know what that cross with, but whew. Oh, that's tough. That's really hot. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to get heat cups from this, but I might. There's some heat on that thing, but not super hot. Nowhere near as hot as a habanero. It's hot. It's definitely got some numbers on it. I only bit half of it. Now, as far as the flavor goes on it, it was kind of on the tangy side. I don't know what else to say. It was kind of tangy. If I was to generalize the flavor, what kind of category of flavor did it fall into? I'd say it probably falls into the annum type flavors, leaning on the cayenne side, but it doesn't taste like cayenne. It's more like, it's not a cayenne per se. It's like more of like a longer type annum pepper, or some of the upright annums like I have over here, like some of those or something, but it's not cayenne specifically flavored, but it is an annum type flavor. You could taste it in there. It's a very nice flavor actually, but it was tangy. It was a little bit on the acidy side, should I say. It wasn't bad or anything, but it could just be this year too. This year was really extraordinarily hot this year. I mean, every day's been 90 and plus. And my plants have really been stressed out, but they're kind of hanging in there. As far as the heat goes, I would probably put it in the 15, 20,000 range, somewhere in there, something like that. To me, it felt like a 15, 20,000 or something like that, you know. That kind of a, you know, bird-type pepper burn, you know. But again, I grow them for the ornamental purposes. I'm not necessarily growing these to eat them so I can get tons of peppers and make my special sauce with it. Again, we have the shorter, more variegated version, but that shortness doesn't mean anything. That's really, these plants are really, these mutant varieties, what I found with them is if you kind of cause them to like stunt up in the beginning of the year, they stay that size. But if you encourage that plant to get long and tall and right out the gate, it just gets this momentum that keeps letting it get taller. So you gotta work with it a little bit, and you can get these much larger, I would imagine. When you see this video, start checking the website. I'll leave a link below to the webpage that I'll build for it. And like I say, if I do offer seed, it's going to be for this one, right? That's the one that we're going to offer the seed for. And then if I do offer seed for this, it'll be under a different listing. I'll probably do a separate video for it and separate thing. I'll just separate them because I don't want them to be the same. They're two totally different plants that are coming out of this thing. So, all right. So, yeah, just check all that information in the description below and visit the website. You should be able to see everything you need there. All right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.